Are you hungry? Because if so, you're in the right place. Today we're making a wine soup.
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. It's autumn outside, so the days are getting a bit colder, and I had a Schaffhauser Riesling Suppe, which is the German name for it. It basically means the Schaffhauser Riesling Soup the other week, and I remembered I actually really like it, so I'm going to cook my version of it for you today. There's a little bit of difference in the ingredients to a classical Schaffhausen wine soup or Schaffhausen Riesling soup, but we'll go over that when we look at the ingredients. But before we have a look at them, if you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, which I know some of you aren't, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and check the bell icon so that you get a notification every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. But now, let's have a look at the board. So obviously, from the name, you need wine. The classical Schaffhausen Riesling soup is made with a wine from a grape called Riesling Silvaner, and it's not the Riesling grape, it's a different one. I'm not a big fan of that wine. So we're having a Italian wine, but it doesn't matter. Just a white wine that you like. We need a bit of cream, 2 deciliters. We need 8 deciliters of stock. Now the original recipe calls for vegetable stock. I'm using chicken stock because I prefer it. We have 100 grams of leek, the white part. We have 80 grams of celeriac. And depending on the size of your onion, I had quite big onion, so it's half an onion. If it's a small onion, use 1 onion. We need 20 grams of cornstarch, 30 grams of plain white flour. It's kind of a classical soup where you thicken it through flour. I don't mind that too much. You just have to fry the flour off to get the flour taste out of it. We need about 10 grams of butter, salt, pepper to season. And this again is not classical, but I'm using it. It's just dried beef that I chopped up, a bit like biltong. Here you call it morsbröckli. It's a bit smoked as well. It's quite nice to just put as decoration. And I forgot one thing. Also to decorate, we'll have some chopped parsley. The first thing we need to do before we can start making the soup is to continue prepping the vegetables. You know, I just did the basic, but we'll cut that up and then we can start cooking the soup. So I'll see you when I set up the chopping board. And here you really don't have to worry too much because we're going to mix it all together. Obviously the finer you chop it, the quicker it's going to cook. So we're just going to chop the leek up like this. Put that to the side. Get our onion. I'm really not worrying about making it perfect. And you can just keep all of this together because it's all going into the pot at the same time. Now if you want, you can also, I guess, grate the celeriac, but we'll just cut it up. You're not going to see any of this afterwards, so really don't worry about what it looks like, because you're going to mix it all up. So once you've done this, you can set up your cooking station. I'm setting it up here. You just need a pot. I'll see once this is done and I've set up the cooking station. First in with our butter, let it melt. And then we put in our vegetables. Now it's important to have this on low heat because we don't really want to color them. We want the soup to be as light as possible. We add a bit of salt, Just have a base seasoning. Stir it a bit, make sure it's well mixed. Put the lid on so that the vegetables can steam as well as cook from below. So you get the steam, you keep it in there. The steam also has some taste in it, so it kind of keeps the taste in there as well. Stir a bit after a while. Now I see there's a little bit of brown, so we turn it down even further. But we shouldn't worry about it. But the cleaner you can keep it, the whiter the soup will be afterwards. And back there we have our chicken stock heating up. Remember, I'm using chicken stock, not vegetable stock like in the original. So we're just keeping that warm and we're going to mix that in later on. Now we're pretty much ready. It looks good. We put in our cornstarch and our flour. And I'm sieving this just to make sure that there's no major lumps in there. Just sieve it all through. And now we need to mix this in with the vegetables. This is what will thicken the soup, obviously. And you kind of want to fry it off a bit. It's not necessarily frying, but the point of it is to get rid of the floury taste in the soup. We don't want the soup to taste like flour. So just make sure that you mix it really well to get rid of the floury taste. I think we're looking quite good. And we're ready to get the stock in there. And it's important to put in warm stock. All of it in. Turn up the heat again. We want to bring it to a boil. And I'm not going to use this anymore. I'm going to switch to a whisk just to kind of mix the flour in properly. And now we leave it like this. Bring it to a boil. Let it boil for a couple of minutes. And then we turn it down to a simmer. Put the lid back on and let it simmer for 20 minutes. Now it's time to add our cream and our wine. I realized batteries went down on this, so it could be that I had to do some of the past in voiceover. I'm not sure. We'll have to see in the post-processing. So it's 2 deciliters of cream. This is 2.5, so I'll leave a bit in there. And 3 deciliters of white wine. Now we want to bring this to a boil. We can also give it a first taste. Remember, we put a bit of salt in when we fry the vegetable, but that's it so far for flavoring. It needs both salt and pepper. That's this nice acidity now of the wine. Now, as you can see, it's coming to a boil. Get your mixer out. I have to turn this off now because I don't have enough plugs otherwise, but we'll plug this in and then we'll mix this. While we're mixing, let's see if this actually stays upright. But like that it stays. We'll also take the opportunity to season a bit. Bit of black pepper and a good pinch of salt. And you want to mix this until you don't hear, I don't know if we'll hear it still, but sometimes when you mix and then you hear it goes, that's when they hit, when the mixing blade hits something more solid, and you want that gone. Give it a try now from the seasoning. Needs more of both. Good pinch of salt, and we'll put in a bit of magic powder as well. Magic powder. So let's see where we stand now. We got rid of the mix. Now we're going to pass the soup. We'll do a little switcheroo here. And just pass your whole soup like this, and then we're going to warm it up again. I'll see you once that's done. And we're ready to serve it up. Now we have our plate. We have the dried meat, dried smoked meat. We have a parsley. The soup is heating up there. But before we serve this up, if you stuck with me this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about this episode. So do me a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there. Will take you a second, but it's so valuable for me to get my content out there in the YouTube universe. So please do me that favor. But now, let's serve up. I think about 3 of these ladles will be a good serving. So this will make 4 portions. And now this will not stay on top, so you could have put it in at the bottom as well. So it's not really decoration, but like that. Let's dig in. Perfect autumn dish. It's nice and creamy, yet not heavy. Has a beautiful acidity to it from the white wine. And I really think that this kind of smoked dried meat adds a lot to the dish. Now, it's not classical. I don't even think the parsley is classical. I think it's with chives normally. But you know, that's what classics are for, to take what you like and maybe adapt them. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions about this soup, leave them in the comments below. I always answer them. And I hope you cook it now for autumn. It's really warming, really soothing, good comfort food. But that's it for today. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.